I'm here today to talk to you about the next step in our antitrust investigations into Gazprom's business practices. This is a case about putting an end to Gazprom's actions, which may have prevented the free flow of gas in Central and Eastern Europe at competitive prices. It could benefit millions of Europeans that rely on gas to keep their homes warm, and businesses who use gas for heating their premises or for production. The allegation was that Gazprom pursued an overall strategy to partition Central and East European gas markets in breach of EU rules. EU rules apply to all companies that operate in the European market, no matter if they are European or not. Gazprom is welcome to sell its gas in Europe, but it has to follow EU rules. Gazprom has now offered to remove all provisions in contract with customers that prohibits them from reselling gas across EU borders. In addition, it will remove all provisions that reduce the incentive for customers to resell gas, such as clauses that give Gazprom a share of the profit. Some regions in Central and Eastern Europe lack access to such interconnections with their EU neighbors, in particular Bulgaria and the Baltic states. Gazprom has offered to take positive steps to further integrate these gas markets, and it addresses our competition concerns. First, Gazprom will deliver gas to Bulgaria or the Baltic state at a fixed, transparent fee. Relevant customers that had brought gas originally to be delivered to Hungary, Poland, and Slovakia can resell their gas. They can have it delivered to Bulgaria or to the Baltic states. That, of course, can be of the benefit to both Bulgaria and the Baltic states. Second part of this commitment is that Gazprom will adapt its gas contracts to remove obstacles to cross-border gas flows to Bulgaria. These changes would enable better gas interconnections between Bulgaria and its neighbors, in particular Greece. Our second competition concern is about prices. The resale restrictions I just told you about have contributed to isolating each national market. As a result of this, Gazprom may have been able to charge excessive prices in Bulgaria, Estonia, Latvia, Lithuania, and Poland. Gazprom's commitments will link gas prices in these countries to competitive benchmarks. This means that customers will be able to ask for their gas price to be renegotiated if it diverges from competitive price benchmarks such as liquid hot prices. Finally, our third competition concern is that Gazprom should not take advantage of its dominant market position on the gas supply market to obtain rights relating to infrastructure or control of gas infrastructure. Regarding South Stream, Gazprom has committed not to seek damages from its Bulgarian partners following the termination of the South Stream project. As always, our goal in competition cases is to find the best way to protect consumers. Therefore, deciding whether to accept these commitments, we now seek the views of all interested parties. Consumers will have 7 weeks to submit their comments from the time the commitments are officially published, and that will make the deadline the 4th of May. We will then carefully assess the comments received. If they show that the commitments are not suitable, then of course we will not accept them. If, on the other hand, we do accept them, they will become legally binding. This means that if Gazprom do not do as promised, we can fine the company up to 10% of its worldwide turnover without having to prove that they were breaking EU competition rules. And this is not just theory. It's not just a theoretical possibility. 4 years ago, when Microsoft broke its commitments on choice of web browsers, they were fined more than €500 million. To conclude, this is not the end of the story, but it is a promising moment.